Today I'm going over the art of war and what's made me successful. I've been able to tell all pretty much. So the Triple C mindset is officially out, and I want to break down the mind. How is it that I calculate myself with the person that I'm fighting, and how is it that I can bring honesty and my biomechanics and my gifts in order for me to have the best probability of winning. So please, you guys, listen. This is revolutionary what I'm going over here. So again, I'm going over the mind, because that's what separates me and that's what makes me different. These are the 5 senses that I feel when I compete. I call it attack, counterattack, anticipate, feel, and take risk. These are all gifts that we all have. These are all gifts that we all have, right? So what is attack? Pretty self-explanatory. Somebody that's offensive, somebody that likes to get out there. And again, think of wrestling, think of boxing, think of your respected sport, because this works for everything, even in life in general. Counterattack. What is counterattack? Counterattack is pretty much the person that just loves to attack the attacker. Pretty self-explanatory, right? Anticipate. Anticipate is a gift. My brother Angel was like that. My brother Angel, the anticipation is right before the counterattack. Like, it's a certain gift that you have. When my brother would wrestle, as soon as like somebody would lift the shoulder or the tweak of an eye, my brother was already in. He had the gift of anticipation. Anticipation is right before the counterattack. Feel could be something physical, or feel could be just understanding the game, understanding the match. And that's actually more of me. I am Phil. Somebody that has Phil, again, it could be physical, or it could be just understanding the game. Whether you're down or you're up, you just understand. You're a competitor more likely. And then the most important one, and the most dangerous one, is take risk. And the reason why I don't say calculated risks is because once you guys start thinking calculations, no, you just have to take risks. So again, it can be calculated risk, but not every time you take risk is going to be calculated. And the reason why this is the most important one is because out of all these here, attack, counterattack, anticipation, feel, and take risk, this one's all about winning. You will do whatever it takes to win. Francis Ngannou, even though he attacks, he's a risk taker. Vitor Belfort, a good friend of mine, he's attacked, but in reality, they're risk takers. Justin Gaethje, he's a risk taker. You know what happens is they throw everything they have, and at times it can all fall down. So it's the best gift you can have, but it's also the most dangerous gift that you can have. Now I have my 5 senses. Now I'm lining it up with the opponent that I'm going to fight. So if let's just per se say that my number 1 gift is attack. But my opponent's attack game, his gift too, is attack too. But it all comes down to honesty. Who is it that has the best attack game? So what happens if my opponent has a better attack game than me, then that means that counterattack becomes my number 1, so I can have the best probability of winning. How do you beat a guy like Demetrius Johnson? How do you beat a guy like Triple C? How do you beat a guy like John Jones? Check this out. You have to take risk. The unpredictability is going to be the crazy punch, even if you look down and catches while throwing power, right? So you got to do whatever it takes. You're not going to beat a Demetrius Johnson with attack, counterattack, anticipation. For the most part, I beat him off of Phil. But you have to take him out by taking risks. He may be a better fighter at that time, but I was just a better competitor. I knew exactly my threshold. I knew that it was a 5-round fight. Again, I go over even my motivational learners. Like, there's even a sense of acting even when you're a Phil. The 5th round came down to who's going to be the best, who's going to take that round. I had to press them. I had to convey the judges, pump my fist in order for me to get the victory. But also, I took risk. So what happens is 2 out of these 5 more likely you're going to use during a fight. So you got to pick your 2. I mean, obviously you could use all of them, but in reality, when it comes down and you respect the opponent that you're fighting, it has to come down to this. I'll give you guys another example. Go back and analyze all your fights. Analyze all your fights. What is it, the mistakes that you made? Are you attacking the attacker who's better than you? Or is a counter-attacker just, you know what I'm saying? Like, even with somebody like a counter-attacker, I base it on feel. Even in boxing. Manny Pacquiao, Juan Manuel Marquez. Manny Pacquiao was number one, his attack. Juan Manuel Marquez, his number one was counter. Manny Pacquiao's gift wasn't greater than the fire of the counterattack that Juan Manuel Marquez had. So again, if I was to go back and tell Manny Pacquiao as a competitor, how is it that you defeat a guy like Juan Manuel Marquez? I would base it more right here on feel, right? So what did Juan Manuel Marquez do? He used, remember, again, you're gonna use 2 out of the 5. He counterattacked and he anticipated Manny Pacquiao. It's crazy, man. Nobody in the world has ever really broken down the mind like this, man. This is what's made me successful. Again, I've used it in wrestling. I've used it in mixed martial arts. Now that I'm retired, I'm able to convey this whole game towards you guys. And the beauty about it is you and your coaches can go according to this plan. Because what happens if you're losing the second, the third round, and you're pretty much losing the fight? And it all comes down to you taking risk. I see too many opponents, too many people, when they're losing, they're out to get takedowns. They're out to, you know what I'm saying? No. You can't attack, you can't counter, you can't anticipate, you can't even feel no more. You gotta go, man. You gotta take those risks. Not calculated risk, but you got to take risks. Again, this is the art of war of mind, body, science, and today I just went over the mind.